welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one. Coming up next.
After hundreds of battles throughout this season, we finally determine a champion tonight, as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings you the biggest game of them all, the Super Bowl. Tonight, with a hallowed Lombardi trophy in the building, it's a battle to raise it at midfield between our AFC champions and the representatives from the NFC. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here. After weeks of lead-up, it's finally time for the game itself. Here we go in Super Bowl 69. Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And it's their fifth-year quarterback leading the charge.
I know quarterbacks of this ilk sure excite their teammates. They love to see his explosion and that speed come to life. I also know this, Kate, that defensive coordinator on the other side, he did not sleep good all week long, knowing he could do everything right, have the right call. That QB speed is a difference maker.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, and they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing on 3rd and long. Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. He's dropping back to throw. Completed to his running back. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be a 1st down. He's going to throw this one. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And they bring him down after the pick and decent return. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And leading them out, a rare breed in the NFL, their lefty QB.
Well, here it is, Kate. This is a weekly payoff to all the work you do behind the scenes. All those bonus reps as you stick around and try to develop that chemistry. Think Tom Brady and Deion Branch in the mid-2000s, communicating from just glances and subtle nods. That's the type of stuff they're constantly working on to give them an edge right here on game day.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking for a throw here. That one's complete, right side. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. first down, they'll run. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Back to the well again. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
They'll send out the punting unit. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. Their offense headed back out for its second drive of the contest. And as they take the field, Brock, they got to be thankful that interception didn't cost them. Still scoreless here.
I like how you say they. I think the quarterback in particular
Yep.
right, loves a chance to have in golf a breakfast ball or a mulligan, another opportunity to flush that first drive away.
They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Bails it. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. That's complete to Jackson. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. He'll throw it. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. That route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's on the move. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
Trying again following the sack. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route. You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. Taken right at the 40. And he found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 6 now. Catch made underneath by the back. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 29. Short pass brought in. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. He completes it in traffic. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They send him left out of the slot. We're a quarter of the way done in Super Bowl 69. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll get you back to Tampa after this. Thank you all for joining us. We are back for the 2nd quarter of Super Bowl 69. On 2nd and 5 now. Everyone's out there trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards, but Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
They send a man in motion. Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's caught. Touchdown! How quickly things can change, partner. The pain from being taken down that prior play. Yeah, I imagine that's gone and forgotten now, and it's been replaced by the adrenaline from finding the end zone there.
Yeah, that defense could have certainly used a pass rush from the previous play because that quarterback had plenty of time to scan the field and make a throw, and he gets an immediate measure of revenge for that sack.
That one splits the uprights, and they add one on to their 1st touchdown of the contest. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Pass play coming here. Cut out left. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Now looking to throw. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
He breaks the tackle, and he goes out a little short of the 40. It's a pickup of 9 yards, and it'll give him a first down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. From the 32. Brought in right side. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it sets up first down. They'll try and throw it here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Caught by the open man. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Working inside the red zone. Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Finds him over the middle. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You felt it the second this play bounced toward the outside, this defense responded. They pounced. That was their chance to get to him before he could get the couple inches he needed for a first down.
They'll bring out the punter here. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. Fair catch, hauled in at the 18-yard line. No return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Gets up the edge to the 35. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. That goes for 36 yards. And that gives them the first.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
To throw it on 1st down. Finds a man right side. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. It is caught left side. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
They go play action here. Complete out to the right. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
You know, these fourth down plays are all about trust. You lean into what you do best. Unfortunately, with the lack of execution, you're going to throw that one off the playlist.
The offense getting set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Airing it out to start this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We've got enough data now through the years to understand that an explosive play on offense, more often than not, leads to scoring. We also know if you can create a negative play defensively. In a tightly contested game like this, every play matters. And to get that negative play, put this offense on their heels, exactly what this defense needed.
They motion a receiver left. Another try following the sack. This is reeled in by Jackson. And he's tackled for a short gain. Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. Let's see what they went with on third down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And that hit stops him in his tracks. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. On now comes their punter. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 65 yards on the punt there. And it'll be their football. Now this offense getting set to work here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. That one's complete, right side. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. Third down coming up. Dropping back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Offense up to the line fast. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. 2nd and 15. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. Punt team on the field. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Punt meets him at the 28. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. First and 10, looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. There he goes on the right side. And it's a pick six as he runs it in for the touchdown. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
That one right down the middle. And his guys tie this game 7-7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense getting to take the field one more time in the half. And with field position and the clock against them, probably not going to see anything of substance here before halftime. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now the offense going to take its third and final timeout. 2nd and 3 now. Setting up a throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. He'll try to run for it with Hall. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. That is halftime here in Super Bowl 69. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed.
Story is halfway
They're all
told.
even to this
Let's
point.
see what the back
this
half
has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire.
Quarter.
One mistake or
Has
one
this
big
at the
play
6.
could turn out to be the difference.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. First throw for the backup now. Caught, nice gain left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. They'll run here on first down. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. From the 36. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Going jumbo set on this first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down. Throwing from the gun here. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown! These guys take the lead right away in half number 2. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talked about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But, hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's up to the 38. Another drive coming up for this offense. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock. Well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing. Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Flushed out of the pocket. He's on the move. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kay, that is the epitome of trust right there. Right, when the ball is let out of his hands, I think everybody on the sidelines in the stadium went, because you throw it in double coverage. And you may question the decision, but it's tough to challenge it when it produces results like that.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And it took a couple of guys to hold him down there after a gain of just 1. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. We'll give to Hall now on the option. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This game has evolved so much over the years, but there's just certain times, there's certain moments, some flashes of greatness like that you see Dick Buckets, that you see Jack Lambert, that you see Mike Singletary. These middle linebackers stuffing a run. This guy in particular, like the greats used to do.
That's caught for the first. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to have a first down. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he turns a little room to work into a gain down to the 9. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Back-to-back carries here. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Back now, pressure on its way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
Well, now this is certainly going to make 2nd and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss. But give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating. It's going to make it a more difficult now 2nd and goal situation.
Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
To borrow from my buddies in the game of golf, this may be the time where you're playing for par. Forget about birdies and forget about that touchdown. Now it's about recouping some of this lost yardage and feeling good about yourself and making sure, at a minimum, you get 3 on the board.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. They'll throw it. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
You know, that's a situation. May have worked out better if he'd thrown the ball. His running ability gets him a chunk of yards, but still some work to do to get that 1st down.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Starting from the 5. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. This offense making its way back out now. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one doesn't go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 7. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how
he's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
Boy, this defensive crew is locked in that O-line's head. They are a-spinning. Back-to-back sacks has this offense on skates, and those blockers can't figure out where this rush is coming from next.
So out now comes the punter. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the offense ready to head back out onto the field. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And not a lot of space to work. He's brought down at the 45. So now here's 3rd and 5. Throwing now from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Short pass brought in. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. 2nd and 3 now. From the 39. Looking right, and he finds him. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Don't touch those remotes for a second, folks. Only 1 quarter left now in Super Bowl 69. They've got the ball. Need to challenge that lead, though, for a chance at the title. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Running it now out of the gun. And he's brought down for a loss. Now hold on a moment, folks. You got a player in some discomfort after that one. He's going to receive some assistance as we take a brief timeout. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Here's a throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Time we offered some serious blanket praise for this entire group defensively. The guys up front, they've certainly generated the pressure. Everybody on the back end in coverage, well, they're holding down their assignments to delay these throws. This is going to be one tomorrow, one fun tape to watch, because 6 sacks, hard to come by in this league. I bet you, Kate, if we were down there right in his mind, as that ball sailed good through the uprights, his mind was already thinking about the next one. If this score holds and he gets another opportunity, well, the game could be on the line with that one.
The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. Their offense ready to take the field now. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Throwing it to start this drive. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Back to throw now. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
They are throwing it again. Complete out to the right side. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Right up the gut. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Back to throw. Catch made over the middle. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. On the handoff, here's Davis. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 31. Finds his tight end. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those. So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. That outruns their offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Hall there to haul it in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league. I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And they're going to be backed up deep in their own territory to begin this one. Throwing now on 1st down. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Davis gets it from the gun. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They're throwing it. That one's complete over the middle. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll give him a 1st down. From the red zone now. Davis there to grab it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Looking slant route, complete. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted! And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They kick the running back in motion. Back to throw. Able to hit home, complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Setting up to pass. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Here he is to throw. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he'll take this up to around the 30-yard line. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Running out of the gun with Davis. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll go again with Davis. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Timeout taken by the defense. They're 2nd. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Going right back to Davis. And he's brought down for a loss. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had. So the offense free to start running the clock down now. So on 4th down, they bring him out for his most important kick of this game. First field goal was good. His 2nd look from inside of 45 yards.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
He puts one through the uprights, and now he'll send it towards the other end zone. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Pass play now. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before going out. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. To throw here on 1st down. Need this to force overtime. Deflected. Oh, but they couldn't bring it in off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock, but no, that's how this one's going to end. And all that work is rewarded. They're your new Super Bowl champions. The commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, making an appearance now to present the Lombardi Trophy to this incredible group, champions of Super Bowl 69. So that is a wrap. Another memorable NFL season in the books for our entire team here at EA Sports. For my partner, Brock Hewitt here, our fellow commentators, Brandon and Charles, Mike and Greg, I'm Kate Scott saying thanks for watching. We cannot wait to catch you all again next season. Until then, good night, everybody, from the Super Bowl.